for being late.
I will, honey.
From the principal's office, and you have to say it's your fault.
Not a problem. Do you want cream cheese?
I want waffles.
I'm sorry. We don't have time.
It's really embarrassing being late. Everybody in class looks at you.
Sweetie, I think we've established that you're going to be late and that it's my fault. Can we move on?
I know why your alarm didn't go off.
Because I'm a terrible mother and I forgot to set it. How far do you want to go with this?
No, it's because the house is haunted.
Really?
Yeah, stuff gets moved in my room all the time.
That's called cleaning. I do that occasionally.
No, somebody plays with my Game Boy and my computer, and somebody eats all my nerds.
I hate the nerds.
Did you play with my Game Boy?
No.
Somebody did. The apartment is haunted.
The apartment is bad. It's not haunted. Let's go.
When am I going to live with Daddy?
What?
I heard him talking to Alicia. He said I'm going to a private school and I come to live with him. Are you tired of living with me?
No. Sweetheart, of course not. Daddy just feels like he wants to spend more time with you. But that doesn't mean you're going to live with him. You'll just visit him more. Or not. We're not sure. We're still talking about it.
Because I'd rather live with you. Even if the apartment is haunted. I don't mind.
I haven't told anyone. Well, because I don't know what to tell them. You are in China for the foreseeable future, and we haven't really agreed on what we're doing, and when I do decide to say something about whatever it is we think we're doing, you should be here. No, I'm not wearing it. I'm a little bit afraid of it. I do love it. And you. I'm officially blushing, Jared. I have to go. Bye.
The reason people choose mediation is that it provides a less expensive, less combative approach to altering a custody arrangement. In my experience, it's particularly effective when two parties, such as yourselves, come from legal backgrounds that have already reached some kind of abstract, amicable agreement.
Point of order. We don't have an agreement.
We agreed to try mediation.
That's about as far as it goes. Also, I'm pretty hostile.
I see.
I have no desire to alter the custody agreement.
Well, Michael says that you and he have a pretty friendly relationship, so...
Had. That's before he started trying to steal my daughter.
Our daughter?
36 hours of labor.
Well, thanks, Amy, for giving this a chance.
Lauren has lived with me since we separated. She has finally adjusted to the schedule. She's happy. She's thriving. Why would anyone who cared about Lauren want to disrupt that?
She's thriving.
She gets straight A's. She's a blue belt in karate. She's invited over to a sleepover every week.
She hates your apartment. She misses your mother. She tells me things, Amy.
Okay, so the solution is to move her back to New York so she can miss me and my mother?
I work at home. Leisha works at home. We live in Westchester. The neighborhood where we live is full of children.
I'm her mother.
Oh, okay. Let's take a moment. Everybody breathe.
Also, Michael has been saying inappropriate things to Lauren about the custody dispute.
What?
She heard you and Leisha talking.
That's eavesdropping. I haven't said anything to Lauren.
You have always underestimated her ability to pick up on things.
No, I think it would be productive if you both come up with your ideal schedule. You know, perfect world kind of thing. We can negotiate from there.
My perfect world?
I want Lauren during the school year. Amy can have her holidays and summer. Weekends are negotiable.
My perfect world?
Oh, Ms. Gray, it's a jumping off point.
Jumping off point.
I'm trying to help.
Here's my perfect world. I take us back 9 years, and Lauren is a baby, and Michael is not obsessed with Wall Street or working around the clock. Instead, he shows up to family dinners and birthdays. Also, in my perfect world, he doesn't tell me that I've become boring or one-dimensional since becoming a mother.
Ms. Gray,
Also, in my perfect world, he doesn't suddenly discover his religion of fatherhood when he marries a woman who wants an instant family, and he wouldn't dream of hurting his daughter to try to accommodate that.
Amy.
As far as a jumping-off point, start there.
Good morning. Good morning. Not really.
You painful. DCF. She was
What is that? You know, blah, blah, the system, victim of the hour. Make room for that Nobel Peace Prize, Kimberly.
I only have a month left of rehab. Then they said I could get her back. I'm supposed to go see her every weekend or something. That's what the judge said.
Is there something I can do to help?
Yes, Maxine Gray, Frances Keene. She seems to have lost contact with her child.
I have not lost contact with anyone. I go to pick my baby up at Janine's house. She says DCF came and snatched her.
Who is Janine?
Frances's cousin. She had temporary custody of her daughter, Lola.
And how old is Lola?
She's 3.
And how long has she been in the system?
2 months, something like that. Janine's the one who turns me in for neglect. And now she lets my baby get snatched up.
Did someone in our office place her?
We haven't made that determination yet.
Why don't you give us some time to sort through our files? I'm sure we can clean this up today.
When you find her, do I get my baby back?
No, she will still have to go through the court system, but you'll be able to resume your visitation.
Man, Janine's all over me being messed up. I never lost Lola. That's for damn sure.
She is not lost, Miss Keene. I assure you. I go on sabbatical for a month and look what happens.
You're preaching to the choir, Maxine. What's that ring you're wearing?
Family heirloom.
Judge Gray, the first item on the agenda is Rhonda Petty, a repeat offender. The charge is burglary. If she is sentenced, DCF would have to remove a minor child from her care.
The judge can read her own docket. We're burning daylight here.
Donna.
Sorry, Judge Gray.
Rhonda, I can't say that it's good to see you. I've enjoyed your significant absence from my courtroom.
Judge Gray, this is so not my fault.
Well, we have a lot of issues before us today. I'm sure everyone would like a chance to speak. So let's start with you, Mr. Kirk.
Thank you, Your Honor. Miss Petty, who was already on probation for drug possession charges from 4 months ago, was arrested at a party where alcohol was present.
My client was not drinking, Your Honor.
Her being there was a violation of said probation. Then there's the matter of the fact that the house was broken into.
The house was empty, Judge Gray. I didn't even know the guy who was throwing the party.
It's a current trend, Your Honor. Breaking into vacant houses, usually upscale homes on the market, and inviting 200 of your closest friends over. In this case, damages to the home were upwards of $15,000.
More like 5.
Wait, I was with a friend. She said we were going to a pool party. We get there isn't even a pool.
Judge Gray, the 2 boys who orchestrated this event were fined and released. Rhonda is only here because of her past troubles.
Which is as it should be, Miss Shepard.
We're asking for 12 months detention.
We're asking the court consider Rhonda's 1-year-old son, Austin, who may have to be placed in the system if she went into lockup.
We're not convinced that's a bad thing.
Where's DCF?
I have the report here, Judge Gray. Rhonda's been an exemplary mother on all accounts for the last several months.
Exemplary mothers don't break into houses to attend keg parties.
First of all, I don't want a report. I want a body from DCF. You both know that nothing can happen here unless she's represented.
I'm prepared to serve as her guardian ad litem for this hearing.
Well, that's not good enough. I'm looking at multiple issues here, and I'm very uncomfortable with the amount of information I have. So, we'll reconvene tomorrow morning.
I have to come back again?
Yeah, you have a lot at stake here, Rhonda. I'm trying to keep you out of lockup, in school, and with your child. I hope you take that seriously. Moving on.
I need a bathroom break.
4th time this morning.
Donna.
It looks like an engagement ring.
We have absolutely no record on Lola Keene. Does Frances remember the name of the judge who placed her?
No. She was stoned when they snatched the kid into rehab when the court ordered the OTC. Are you engaged, Maxine?
No. But maybe. I don't know. I can't talk to you about this, Sean.
Why not?
Because I haven't talked to my family.
Why? You don't think they'll be happy?
I don't know. I don't know if I'm happy. I don't know if I'm engaged. I don't know if my daughter is speaking to me. But mostly, I don't know where a 3-year-old child is. So if I could get back to work. Bruce! It's so good to see you.
Our probation officer's in the building.
Oh,
I need to get my stuff out of your chambers. Whenever it's a good time.
anytime. Just call me. So what are you doing?
Going to school. Going to work. Taking care of Rebecca.
What kind of work?
It's part-time. Pays the bills.
We miss you, Bruce. I wish we could. But why don't we go out for dinner, have a drink sometime?
I don't think so.
Why not?
I'll be by after hours to pick up my stuff. I'll leave my key on your desk.
Bruce.
It's good to see you, Judge Gray.
It's been on the market for over a month. It's time to drop the price, Mother.
This is my home, Peter. I am not about to give it away. Is that beard going to work in the insurance world?
I'm the boss. Who's going to complain?
I'm complaining. Is it some sort of midlife crisis?
No, it's facial hair, and it's time for you to depersonalize the house situation, Mother. This is a business transaction.
But it is personal, Peter, and it's not like she's in a hurry to move.
That isn't the point.
And maybe she'll decide that she doesn't want to move at all. It's not like she's got anything big on the horizon.
Bankruptcy, that's big.
Don't be melodramatic. I can sell some worthless stock.
That's for your imaginary retirement.
What do you think of the beard?
She likes it.
I like it.
And don't change the subject.
Sorry I'm late for family breakfast. Where's family breakfast?
I changed it to a root around for yourself buffet.
Yeah, that tradition didn't last long.
Maxine, what a beautiful ring. Where'd you get that?
This old thing, I've had it for ages. It belonged to Cousin Emily.
Cousin Emily, the Carmelite nun?
Jenny, Cousin Jenny.
Well, it looks brand new.
You should sell that instead of the house.
Aren't you all amusing? Who wants coffee? Start it, won't you, Jillian?
It's Cousin Jenny.
Good morning.
Why aren't you in China?
Because I got on a plane right after I hung the phone up yesterday.
You did?
Because I want a once and for all answer.
You do?
Maxine, do you intend to marry me? Yes or no?
I'm wearing the ring.
Now, that wasn't the question. Yes or no?
Yes.
Good.
Are you going back to China now?
Well, not until we tell your family.
My family?
Yeah, well, your family first, then mine.
Well, of course we can tell them, but now is not a good time.
Why not?
Maxine, coffee.
Coming! Because everyone is here.
Well, perfect.
Except Amy. And it wouldn't be fair to tell the others without telling Amy.
Well, are you and Amy speaking?
Of course we are.
Well, good. Then we'll just get the family together tonight and we'll tell them.
Tonight? Well, would quiet dinner between the two of us be more fun?
Maxine, are you afraid of your children?
No.
Because they're going to have to get used to this whole idea. Frankly, I don't believe it myself until I get some witnesses.
Couldn't we have dinner alone tonight? I'd like a little time to get used to the idea before I start announcing it. Please.
I don't know why I even put up a fight. I'll pick you up at 8. Just tell your family I was somebody selling God. Or vacuum cleaners.
Thank
Gray.
you, Ian. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jankowski is about to tell me that if we wait any longer, my docket will turn into a colossal mess. So what should we do?
Your Honor, my client is a high school student who has to provide her own transportation to and from court. She's only 15 minutes late.
20. And she shouldn't be late at all. I could issue a warrant for her arrest. I'm also beyond annoyed about the persistent absence of DCF in all this. This is sloppy work across the board. What the hell is going on? Okay, well, let's put this on the docket for tomorrow. Miss Shepard, I would advise you to stack the deck in Rhonda's favor. This is her last chance.
I appreciate that, Your Honor.
I hope you do.
When you were gone, I had to take on all your cases. I delegated some of mine in order to make room.
So you might have handled Lola Keene's case.
It doesn't ring a bell. I gave a lot of stuff to Eric Ellsworth.
The same Eric Ellsworth who left us to pursue surfing?
And he dumped some stuff on Robert. Try checking with him.
I checked with him. He said to check with you.
I don't appreciate this, Maxine. There's a clerical screw-up and you're automatically pinning it on me.
This is more than a clerical screw-up, Kimberly. There's a child lost in the system.
I'm telling you, it doesn't ring a bell.
You were the original caseworker when Lola was removed from Francis Keene. You signed the request for the OTC.
All that means is that I was around and I had a pen. I didn't handle the case. I didn't place her. I didn't snatch her.
Then who did?
I don't know. Stop hassling me.
Can I go online and check my emails?
No. You don't have any emails.
Daddy lets me have an account. Taylor and I email each other.
Well, you don't have an account here. Where's that music coming from? Did you turn the stereo on this morning?
No, you don't let me touch it. Hey, look, my Game Boy. I told you.
You know who we haven't seen in ages? Cousin Kyle.
We're going out on a school night? Cool.
I'm so sorry to interrupt your evening, Maxine.
It's all right. Sean, you remember Jared?
Of course, good to see you again.
You too. Yeah.
So they might have found Lola Keene.
I got a call from the Hartford PD. They found a child's body. Girl about 3. Kid matches the description.
I'm sorry.
I understand. Call me later. I'll be up. See you, Sean.
Good night, Jared. I'm sorry, Maxine.
Can't be helped.
We need to pick up Francis and go to the morgue.
Then let's go.
Well, nothing matches, but everything's clean. That's the motto here at Shea Kozlowski McCarty. How's Rob Zombie working out?
Great. Great. I feel very close to him.
You have to give it back.
Mommy, can I have some Skittles? Only 3.
Where'd you get those?
In the couch.
Man, those things hold up well.
Please, I haven't brushed my teeth yet.
Then go brush your teeth.
Well, come on. I'll show you fun things to do with floss. Yeah. I've won titles in this.
Is your apartment haunted?
I don't know.
The answer is, of course not, Donna.
Of course not.
No more pillows, but I have a really soft sweatshirt and a whoopee cushion.
Is the sweatshirt clean?
Pretty much.
Thanks. I'm okay.
So it's the same guy who broke into Maxine's house? I didn't buy the haunted apartment story.
I don't know. Oh, look, it was probably nothing. I didn't see any sign of forced entry. I was probably tired and freaked out for no reason.
Did you call the police?
Say what? That I left my stereo on?
It's your job. Nobody's gonna blame you for being cautious. I told Vincent that I would try harder with you.
Harder at what?
Being there. So if there's anything you need from an underachieving ex-junkie, don't hesitate to ask.
Thanks.
Last call for the whoopee cushion.
I said. Why is that always funny?
It's timeless, that's why.
Not my baby. Oh my God. That's not my baby.
I know I'm on a month-to-month lease. That means I can never get my locks changed. No, I'm not in trouble with the authorities. I am the authorities. Oh my God. No, I'm fine. I'm just a little jumpy. That's all. Change the locks and bill me. All right? Thank you.
I'm sorry. I thought I'd be done before you got in.
No, that's all right.
I'll be out of your way in a minute. What locks are you changing?
Oh, my bad apartment. Never felt safe there.
Is there anything going on?
No, not really. So, I don't understand it, Bruce. Explain it to me.
Explain what?
Why we can't be friends. We have kids the same age. We've shared the same profession. We have the same political views. We get along, don't we?
Judge Gray, imagine how it feels for me to see you, to talk to you.
I know it's awkward, but friendships go through transitions all the time.
I just can't see the day when I'll be able to sit back over a margarita and talk about the old days.
So it's just a write-off, huh? Any connection we had, just obliterated.
The thing about my life is different now.
Mine too. That's why I can't afford to lose a friend right now.
We used to be colleagues, Judge Gray. Now we're not even that.
I guess I never saw it that way.
I know.
I'll let you finish up.
How's your day shaping up?
I just walked in the door.
Well, don't get comfortable. You have to be in court.
For what?
Delinquency, one of yours. Got passed on during the sabbatical. Now it's back.
I am not prepared to be in court on such short notice. I didn't sleep last night.
Just go to court, explain everything to the judge. You'll get a continuance.
This place is a mess, Sean.
Maxine, I'm doing the best I can with budget cuts and half the staff I need.
You never should have suspended me.
Ooh, the idea of you being dead bothered me at the time.
Here, can we move on from this now?
What's this?
Lola Keene Martinez, filed under the father's name. She's with the Pattersons out in Marlowe.
You found her?
Yes. Thank me later.
Wait, how did this fall through the cracks? I mean, who picked her up?
I applied for the OTC and let the kid stay for that first week or two with a cousin, but she couldn't be licensed, so Eric snatched her. He was supposed to follow up with me.
No, you were supposed to follow up with him.
What's the difference? We found her.
Would you like to explain what we did last night? What we put that woman through?
Maxine?
Don't you dare walk away from me! This is not lost luggage. These are people's children.
Maxine, go to court.
This woman thought her child was dead. She was standing at the morgue last night. Where the hell were you?
I can't take much more of this.
Kimberly, go to your desk. Maxine, go to court. Go, now!
Well, I see we still don't have anyone from DCF today, but I'm glad you could make it, Rhonda.
I had to bring Austin. They wouldn't take him at daycare because he's a fever.
I've known the feeling.
Also, I'm missing a calculus test.
Your Honor,
I'd like to point out that Rhonda's been on the honor roll the last 2 semesters. She's also on track for an academic scholarship to a 4-year university. This is a considerable feat considering she's lived in 11 different foster homes since she was 10 years old, and she has done all this while providing care for an infant son.
No one is saying that she hasn't had some obstacles to overcome, Judge Gray, but this most recent charge is indicative of someone who simply does not appreciate the number of chances she's been given.
Putting her into lockup for this minor violation...
Burglary? Minor?
...would catapult Austin into the foster care system, thus separating him from his mother for an indeterminate amount of time.
Excuse me. You're Amy. Honor.
Are you in the right place?
I'm representing DCF in the matter of Rhonda Petty. And I thought that she was appearing before Judge Vine.
No, it's on my docket, Ms. Gray.
Then what should we do?
Approach the bench. I'm sure you all understand the problem here. The DCF representative, Maxine Gray, is my mother. Would anyone like me to recuse myself?
It could take DCF a month to transfer this case. We don't have that kind of time.
Nor do we. I take Your Honor's word that there's no bias.
You have it. Is this all right for you, Miss Gray?
Fine. I would appreciate a little time to prepare. I've just inherited this.
Fine. I'll give you 1 day.
That's generous. Your Honor.
It's true I missed a lot of Lauren's early life, but I want to make up for that now. I want to have a closer relationship with her. I want her to get to know Leisha. She needs to think of us as a family. I have no desire to take her away from Amy. I just want my chance to prove what kind of parent I can be. Amy's had the life she's wanted with Lauren for 3 years. Don't I get my turn?
The life I wanted?
We can't change what happened. I'm talking about the future. I want Lauren to grow up in a house, surrounded by family. I want her to live on a nice block where she has kids to play with. She can feel safe. These are the things I feel I can offer. Not very exciting, but stable. You'll always be her mother. Nothing can interfere with that, Amy. We're talking about living conditions. That's all. Day to day, what's most practical.
Amy?
What?
Do you have a response to that?
Do you ever wonder how things got this way, Michael? How we ended up like this? Despite our best intentions? I think about that a lot. If somebody had asked us on our wedding day, do you think you could ever become adversaries? Do you think you could square off and fight over pieces of your life like marbles or trading cards? Imagine what we would have said.
No. Michael, why don't you give us your ideal schedule again?
She's with me during the week while school's in session. With Amy every other weekend, holidays.
And summers?
Summers are hers, absolutely. Yeah.
Remember when we saw the picture of the ultrasound for the first time? We looked at this picture of this squirmy little thing, and he said, well, she looks nice. want to think about it. Can I take some time to do that?
Yeah, of course.
I'm not walking out. I just want to think.
Michael?
Fine. It's fine with me.
The issue before me is Rhonda Petty's participation in an alleged felony of burglary. Who wants to start?
The DCF needs to go on record, Judge Gray.
Very well. The court will hear from DCF.
No one is going to argue that Miss Petty's behavior in recent months has been reasonable or mature. The party was a particularly ill-advised idea, but the charge of burglary seems equally misguided. We are encouraged that Rhonda has maintained a 3.8 average at school. She has remained in her current foster home for almost 2 years after a long history of running away. Austin seems to be in good health, is up to date on his shots, has a decent daycare, and is developmentally on schedule.
Your Honor, this is a delinquency hearing, not neglect.
It's impossible to separate the issues. Austin's future is also at stake.
Are we supposed to let Ms. Petty use her son as a get-out-of-jail-free card? Any other person with her record would be sent to lockup.
No. Any other person with her record would get the same kind of individual attention. All extenuating circumstances taken into account. That's why they call us juvenile court and stick us at the other end of the hall, Mr. Kirk.
Your Honor, I have more.
Go ahead.
Rhonda is a 16-year-old, and hence she behaves like one. She has questionable judgment. She makes rash, immature decisions. She lives a little too much in the moment and thinks too little about the consequences. There's no psychologist or parent who would consider this anything but annoyingly typical. But Rhonda also happens to be a mother, and before a court can make a decision about a punishment to fit her crime, that needs to be considered. She won't always be 16, Your Honor, but she will always be Austin's mother. If that bond is broken, it will have an impact that neither one of them can begin to understand for years. Nothing can make up for it. Sometimes we have to sever these ties for the good of all parties, and that is precisely the challenge that we face. How many times can a mother fall short? How many mistakes does she get? And how many chances? What we're avoiding talking about, and what we very much need to talk about, is the bond between mother and child. I'm sure Your Honor understands the importance of that relationship. I believe in the elasticity of this connection. I believe it has to bend in order to endure. And so, Your Honor, I would ask you to consider that, to make room for this mother's mistakes, to trust in her potential, to accept her apology.
Has she apologized?
I believe that's happening right now.
I am sorry, Judge Gray.
Well, with the consent of the Assistant State's Attorney, I am reducing the charge to trespassing and extending Rhonda's probation. Austin will stay in his mother's care, and DCF will continue to monitor the situation.
Yes, Your Honor.
We'll meet back here in 3 months. Rhonda, I do not want to see you in here before that. Are you clear?
Yes, Judge Gray. I will not let you down. Thank you so much.
Thank your lawyer. And your social worker. We're adjourned.
Your Honor, may I approach the bench?
All right.
Dinner at the house tonight. 7 o'clock. The family will be there. Please don't say no.
I'll be there.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
She gave me an ultimatum.
And you chose me?
I'm a weak man.
She is a terrible social worker.
Compared to you.
Compared to anyone. We can't just keep people employed because they have a pulse and evidence of brain activity.
Maxine.
When people in this office screw up, children die, Sean.
She's leaving. What more can I do?
Tell me you agree. That it's not just aging idealism. Tell me that it is important for us to do our job correctly. I don't think I want to live in a world where caring and commitment to one's profession is considered quaint or eccentric.
I agree with you, Maxine. What's more, I think I'm in love with you.
Too late. I'm engaged.
I knew it.
Don't tell anybody.
Congratulations.
I hope so. This is the first time I ever made cassoulet. I don't usually try to get this fancy. There. Huh?
Oh, it smells wonderful.
Yeah, well, the truth is, I just mixed the ingredients. Maxine told me what to do.
It was a completely joint effort, unless it's bad and then it's all your fault.
Yeah, sure.
So, Jared, imagine our surprise to hear you're back from China. And then back in China. And then back again.
Yeah, well, in fact, I am kind of hard to keep track of. That's true, yeah.
Will you be able to stay around for a while?
Well, no, I'm afraid I'm going to have to go back tomorrow.
Are you moving your operations over there permanently?
Yeah, well, that all depends.
Lauren, pass your plate.
I don't like cassoulet.
You don't know what it is.
If it was good, I would know about it by now.
Just try a little bit, sweetheart.
You know, I'm a latecomer to the party, so how do you two know each other?
Well, we have been friends for...
Nonsense. We're in love.
That's great. I'm a big fan of that myself.
Okay, can I have some wine, please?
Oh.
Ah, God, this is delicious. Maxine, you have found a man that can cook. Don't ever let him out of your sight.
I cook.
Oh, of course you do, sweetheart. Have a little more wine?
Well, I guess you're wondering why you're all here.
I'm gonna go with evolution and natural selection.
Well, Peter, why don't you make an argument for creationism? I like a good ontological discussion over French food.
Well, fact is, I have asked Maxine to marry me.
And I have said yes.
Well, I'll jump in. I think that's great. Salute.
Congratulations. I really do.
Well, thank you.
Fantastic. Congratulations.
Cheers.
Is there going to be a wedding? Can I be in it?
Oh, sweetheart, we haven't made those kind of decisions yet.
Well, where are you going to live? Should we take the house off the market?
Peter, I don't know.
Well, we don't really know yet. We'll
everything is
just
so
go
new.
one step at a
Amy?
time, huh?
Can I see you in the kitchen for a minute?
Excuse us.
Oh.
Can Lauren spend the night here tonight?
What?
If it's not okay, I can ask Jillian.
No, of course it's all right. Why?
Because I'm going home to get very drunk, and I don't want her to be around for that.
Amy, I deserve the rest of my life.
Of course you do. I'm just having a hard time.
Tell me.
Congratulations.
It's so hard to maintain that professional distance. And now it doesn't matter. And maybe the upside to this whole thing is that we can admit we're friends.
Bruce, I'm a little drunk. And my mother is getting married.
Well, I'm a felon, and my mother lives in Las Vegas.
Let's kill this bottle of wine and watch bad movies on TV.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay.
This is the worst apartment I've seen since college.
I know. And you know what the scary thing is? I'm beginning to like it. This is a bad idea.
Very bad.
Coming up next on TNT's Prime Time in the Daytime, will McCoy risk it all to win a case? Find out on Law and Order. Next on.
You coming in tomorrow, Judge Gray?
Why not?
Me neither.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah, and the day after that, the day after that, and the day after that.
Why are you laughing?
I'm not.
You were.
Well, I've stopped now. We haven't really talked since the...
I'm here because I got a call from a friend. Your stalker's in custody, awaiting arraignment on a burglary charge.
Oh,
I thought you'd like to know.
yeah, of course. Thank you. What about what happened between us?
There was alcohol involved,
You were sober as a judge.
which the judge was not.
Bruce, I don't want to blame it on alcohol.
Just great. I don't have any romantic feelings for you.
After the fiasco with Barry Crumble, I'm off men completely. At least, temporarily.
What you had with Judge Crumble was not a fiasco, Judge Gray. A fiasco is when your last relationship turns you into a convicted felon.
Ever since what happened,
Kiss.
I was worried that you didn't know what happened.
We kissed. That's what happened.
No, what really happened was we were both lonely, and the sudden change in our relationship, things got confusing.
I don't deal well with confusion.
So let's avoid all confusion. I would like for us to be friends.
No kissing?
Friends that don't kiss. But that means you don't disappear.
Judge Gray, I'm here, aren't I?
I can't count on having a stalker my whole life to make sure that we keep talking together. You know, my friends don't call me Judge Gray.
Okay.
I call you Bruce, you call me Amy.
Okay.
So come on, give it a try. Call me Amy.
If you're not my boss, then you can't be bossy. I do things in my own time.
You know what? I'm not your boss. I am not your romantic interest. I'm your friend, right?
Right. Amy.
Juvenile male, 15 years old. Caught him in a raid on a meth lab. Mixed it up with a canine unit. Got his arm bloodied and his knee wrenched.
You set a dog on a child?
It was a Satan's Horde drug lab. Bikers hang out. Man or boy. Armed, unarmed, we couldn't tell. He's one of yours, right?
Yes, Tim Lawrence. He broke probation on a robbery charge 6 months ago and disappeared. He's joined the Horde?
The evil 1%. Methamphetamine dealers, white supremacists, extortion, prostitution. Nice bunch of guys.
They taking boys this young?
Well, he's got a ways to go before they jump him in, including assault a cop. So, excuse me, I'm not heartbroken to see him with a bloody nose.
That's fine.
Certain kids, you know, cut them a break. It's the worst thing you can do. Take care.
Two drunks stumble across a railroad track. First one says, "Man, these stairs are killing me." Second one says, "It'd be okay if the railings weren't so low." Thank you. You've been a great crowd.
Kyle, where'd you hear about this guy? He's terrible.
He's my sponsor.
All right, check it out. Life insurance salesman says to a prospective client, "Tell you what, I don't want to frighten you into making a hasty decision. Take your time, sleep on it tonight. If you wake up in the morning, give me a call." Get it? If you wake up.
Now that's humor.
Thanks, sweetie.
I guess you picked up one of my 10,000 messages.
Great set, Martin.
You bring these individuals along as a buffer zone, Kyle?
Buffer against what?
I'm going to say what needs to be said no matter how many people you drag along to run interference for you.
This is my family. Go ahead.
Why the hell haven't you checked in for 2 months? Is it like the time you took off with the topless dancer with the bottomless Percodan prescription?
Excuse us for a moment? I haven't been showing up all that much because I've been doing fine.
Have you been going to meetings?
I'm sober.
Well, apparently you don't need meetings anymore. What about working the steps, or beyond that, too?
I applied to a couple of hospitals to finish my residency, but that is not going to happen.
Kyle, you have to work the program.
Show up and leave the results to our higher power. Well, I showed up to the interviews.
And you got rejected. Fine. That means you go to a meeting, work your steps, call your sponsor. Because if you don't...
Right.
Because if you don't, you will go get stoned.
Can I go now?
I don't see no staples holding your ass to that post.
Hey, Martin. You know the ex-drunk doing drunk jokes? Not funny.
Thanks for the input. I'll take it up with my sponsor.
Boy handcuffed to the bed.
Tim Lawrence. He's under arrest.
That's a bad kid, right?
Tim is not one of our shining success stories. Why?
Police report says he wrenched his knee scuffling with a dog.
Yes?
Miss Gray, his knee was shattered.
How?
I believe he was struck.
By what? A nightstick?
You're the person I tell this to, right? I mean, a kid like that, his social worker's all he's got.
Yes, Dr. Lee, that's correct.
Then I'm telling you.
Mr. and Mrs. Lightstone would like me to declare their 17-year-old daughter, Samantha...
I'm Samantha.
Incapable of informed consent.
I'm Samantha, and that's my mom and dad.
Hello, Samantha. I'm Judge Gray.
Your Honor, Samantha Lightstone, who is mentally retarded, has become pregnant twice in the last year. At the insistence of her parents, both pregnancies were terminated.
But when Samantha turns 18, the Lightstones...
Monday's child is fair of face. Tuesday's child is full of grace. Wednesday's child is full of woe. Thursday's child has far to go. And that's me. I'm Thursday's child.
When she turns 18, the Lightstones are no longer legally empowered to dictate her reproductive decisions.
Due to Samantha's enthusiasm for sex.
I like sex.
The Lightstones have ongoing concerns.
If you rule that Samantha is incapable of informed consent, the Lightstones will be in a position to have her sterilized.
Miss Hurley, if Samantha is cognizant enough to hire a lawyer, that's pretty convincing evidence that she's capable of informed consent.
Mr. Brown is from the Council for Reproductive Rights. He approached her, Your Honor.
Is that true, Mr. Brown?
Yes, Your Honor. We believe that retarded people have the right to make their own decisions when it comes to questions of pregnancy, abortion, and birth control.
I'll hear arguments.
Judge Gray?
Yes.
You are very pretty and very smart.
Let's hope so. Next case.
Judge Gray, that 20 minutes of personal time you needed?
Yeah?
It started about 10 minutes ago.
I don't know you.
That makes two of us.
Well, let me refresh your memory. You broke into my house, you trashed it, you stole a photo album, and you defaced all the pictures of me.
Oh, that wasn't me.
But you know what I'm talking about.
Maybe. Yeah. But it wasn't me. It was a friend of mine. So.
In case you ever make bail, Ronnie, let me give you some advice to pass along to your friend. If there are any more incidents involving me or my family, I will bring all my influence as a judge to bear against you. That was pretty fancy talk. Do you understand?
Lady, it wasn't me.
You're in the justice system now, Ronnie. That's my domain. You tell your friend.
Bruce Van Axel.
Yes, how can I help you?
Listen, do you have a break or something coming up?
I'm flattered, but
Get over yourself. I'm Zola Knox from the African American Association for Redress and Fairness.
ARF?
We don't use that acronym.
You should have thought that when you named your group.
I'm preparing to argue before the Connecticut State Supreme Court that the current policy prohibiting felons from holding certain state jobs is discriminatory to African Americans.
It doesn't prevent me from holding this job.
It is the reason you're no longer a court services officer.
I'm not interested.
I haven't proposed anything.
I'm not interested in what you're going to propose.
Are you aware of the systemic racism which militates towards a much higher percentage of African American men being charged with and convicted of felonies?
I'm not interested, Miss Knox.
What if I want to spackle my bathroom?
Talk to Lars. 3 hours over.
Good morning, Tim.
Fry sticks.
Excuse me?
Call me Fry Sticks.
I will not. Fry sticks is street jargon for marijuana dipped in embalming fluid.
What do you want?
I'd like to help you.
You've been helping me since I was 8, but here I am, about to go to jail again. You know what I think? I think you suck at your job.
Is it your intention to join Satan's horde? Yes. Yes, I can see how evil you are, but I would rather you didn't join an outlaw motorcycle gang.
I'm a misfit. I'm Demon, Spawn, everybody knows it. Just read my file. Wait, hell. You wrote the damn thing?
Tim, when the police caught you...
I should have run faster.
I'm it, Sonny Jim. No one else in this world cares about the road you take. Think about that before you spit.
Dr. Kelso, have you discussed safe sex with Samantha?
Yes, starting with abstinence. When we speak, Samantha always agrees, but when the opportunity for sex arises, well, shall we say that her resolve falters.
What about birth control?
Well, pills are contraindicated since she takes the anti-seizure medications. As for condoms,
I don't like condoms.
she doesn't like condoms.
But you understand how babies are made?
Duh. Yes, they come from sperms and vaginas.
Samantha, I need to speak with Dr. Kelso right now, all right?
But she asked me. I was going to have babies. Little babies. But they went away.
You coming in tomorrow, Judge Gray?
No, I'm going to Spain with Russell Crowe.
See you tomorrow.
Hey, can you direct me to Judge Amy Gray's office?
Down the hall to the left.
Thanks. Now, can you tell me what she looks like?
Kind of, sort of exactly like me.
I'm Zola Knox. I only need a minute. I'm from the African American Association for Redress and Fairness. We prefer not to be referred to by the acronym ARF, but it seems to be inevitable. Bruce Van Exel is part of my de facto class action argument to the state Supreme Court.
He is?
Why do you say it like that?
Well, Bruce isn't exactly... Well, I have more in common with the Black rights movement than he does.
Except that he is actually African American.
That's right.
And you're not.
I realize that.
I wasn't certain you did.
What do you want from me, Miss Knox?
I'm trying to get Mr. Van Exel his job back, but I want to make sure he's welcome.
He's more than welcome. And he knows that, which is the kind of thing that a client would tell his lawyer. You're misrepresenting yourself to a judge, Miss Knox.
Oh, step back. You're a juvenile judge, and I'm working on a level way above where you can scare me.
This conversation is over.
Mr. Van Exel is selfish, myopic, and self-destructive.
Excuse me, he is intelligent, principled, and compassionate.
You can still be all those things and be an idiot.
You stop following me?
It's a parking garage. I'm parked. He's refusing to see his responsibility to other African Americans that don't have the benefit of his education and presentability.
As you pointed out, I'm not African American, so what do I know?
Are you making it with him? What? I only ask because if he's involved romantically with a white woman, it could explain why he won't play hardball.
Oh, my God. If you knew the first thing about... That is racist, what you just said.
When he hurts us, he hurts himself. I hope you'll tell Mr. Van Exel that the next time you see him.
All of a sudden, you want to know the name of my friend. So you believe me now?
Maybe.
You know what would help me remember the name of my psycho associate? It would be knowing I had a judge in my corner during my current legal crisis, you know?
What should help you remember is the prospect of having a judge against you during your current legal crisis.
It's fun for Rebecca to be here.
That's right. It's fun to get together with friends.
We knew each other before.
That's right.
How come we're friends all of a sudden? When we weren't before.
This is your errand.
Are you going to be girlfriend and boyfriend?
No.
God, you think he would have seen this coming?
He used to work for her, which made it awkward to socialize. Now that dynamic has changed, and they feel free to enjoy each other's company. In fact, apparently, we all feel free to enjoy each other's company. Go watch TV and eat pizza like normal children.
So I met your lawyer today.
I thought you called me here to discuss your stalker.
I did. Ms. Opportunity Knox.
Her name is Opportunity?
It's Zola, and she's not my lawyer.
Good, because I hate her.
Jason Lobdell was an arsonist you sent to Long Lane during your first week on the bench.
See, I thought stalking was all about love, not hate. Twisted love, I mean, not my kind of love, which is normal. Stop looking at me like that. Did I mention that I have an interview for residence position tomorrow?
That's great. Does that have anything to do with your seeing your sponsor?
I don't want to talk about it. I only mentioned it to weasel out of the previous conversation.
How about anything I want to talk about, like Bruce's lawyer,
She's not my lawyer.
or Kyle's sudden desire to become a doctor again,
Not sudden.
is off limits?
We discussed them.
Those topics are completely exhausted.
I assume you're calling me in here to talk about fry sticks.
Tim Lawrence, if you don't mind, unless you'd like to be called Nightstick. According to the emergency room physician, Tim's knee was not wrenched. It was smashed with a blunt object.
Kid's running full out. Dog takes him down. It doesn't go easy. He could have smashed his knee on a curb.
Tim also says he was beaten after the arrest.
They always say that.
You and I both know what happened in the alley.
You taking it to the police commission?
I'm trying to decide. You treating me like an idiot doesn't help.
Never an idiot, Maxine. Now, if a peace officer did cripple Fry Sticks, in my opinion, he'd be doing him a favor.
By turning his kneecap into confetti?
They're recruiting drug runners, enforcers, muscle for extortion. It doesn't go so good on crutches.
Do you honestly think that crippling the boy is going to stop him from being a criminal?
In my opinion, nothing's going to stop that kid from being a criminal. But this is going to stop him from joining Satan's horde. You do your kind of social work, I do mine.
Thank you for coming in.
Samantha Lightstone at 3442 Smallwood Road, Hartford, Connecticut.
Tell Judge Gray.
USA, North America, the Western Hemisphere, Earth, the solar system, Milky Way, universe.
Tell Judge Gray about your job.
Oh, I work as a cashier at Save Big Drugstore. Check out number 4. No coupons. I make a lot of money. A lot of money. I'm rich.
Do you like your job?
Oh, I got my 1-year pen. So did Gunner.
Who's Gunner?
He's my boyfriend. He's checkout 2. Coupons accepted.
Your Honor, Gunner is also mentally retarded, if that's what you were wondering.
But he's smart. He can do coupons.
I'd like to talk about your pregnancies, Samantha.
Okay.
How many boys do you have sex with?
I don't know. Lots.
Gunner?
Well, Mom and Dad say no because they don't like it. But Gunner and me, we could have smart babies. We could. Because we're not the kind of retarded like Lulu Caldwell. She's genetic. We're environmental.
All right, I'm a little confused here, and I don't want to be insensitive, but I need to know if Samantha has sex indiscriminately, if she's being taken advantage of by non-retarded sexual predators, or if she's in control of her sex life.
We know for a fact there have been other boys.
Not since Gunnar. I love Gunnar. I love Gunnar. Gunnar and me made the babies.
Gunnar is the father of both the babies.
She doesn't know.
Yes, I do. Babies come from sex. I love Gunnar. I don't love anybody else.
But do you have sex with anyone else?
Not since Gunnar.
I'd like to speak to Gunnar.
Oh, well, Gunnar's smart. He can accept coupons.
What if the superior cerebellar artery is deforming the trigeminal nerve?
Pushing it dorsally? I would use Roton microdissectors to mobilize the arterial loop away from the nerve.
There have been advances since the Roton microdissector, but your fundamentals seem very strong.
Johns Hopkins is a pretty good school. But you already know that.
I'm concerned about the gap in your resume.
I needed time to recover from my addiction.
Also, you've not updated your references.
I'm not certain what prostitutes and crack addicts might have to say about me that you'd find useful in deciding whether or not I'd make a good med student.
Well, you're right about that.
Outdoor plugs should be in ground fault circuit interrupters. Place them horizontally rather than vertically so water runs off.
That's good, you helping senior citizens make a nice deck area. It's a mighty calling in life.
What do you want?
To see if you've changed your mind?
Is that why you ambushed my boss?
Your boss is that pimply 22-year-old with the garden weasel.
Why did you speak to Judge Gray?
Did I make her angry? I have that effect on mealy-mouthed, superior-minded white liberals. But she could be your boss again if you let me help.
You got the wrong guy. I copped to the felony. There was no racism involved.
Please. Do you really think if you were white, the possibility of a felony would have even arisen in the first place? A black man beat up a white man. That's an automatic go to jail in this hard world. But don't you worry about it. Because why should you concern yourself with black men who face racism that's more subtle and harder to prove? Why put yourself out for them? Not when there's white folks with urgent home improvement needs.
Triple mocha. Had an interview today.
How'd it go?
House of fire. House of fire and the whole family incinerated to ashes.
Don't hide behind language. It's on me.
Hated me.
I said it's on the house.
I'm a drug addict. No one is going to let me become a doctor.
You think you're the first person who was ever rejected? You know, on the house means you don't have to pay.
Do you expect me to keep going to these interviews? Why? Because I can't think of anything that's going to push me back to drugs faster than failing day after day after day.
There's no day after day, one day at a time. And every rejection you get, man, that's a flag of victory. You can't even hear when somebody does offer you a free ride. Stubborn jackass.
Stubborn old bastard.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yes, we're looking for Jason Lobdell.
Are you Jason?
That's him, all right. He's bigger than the last time we saw him, but that's him.
What can I do for you today?
Do you know who I am?
You bet. The woman who changed my life. I am the man I am today because you put me back on the straight and narrow.
I'm asking you to leave me and my family alone.
Oh, bummer.
I know, it's you. The flowers, the notes. The police have been informed of your identity. I'm just giving you fair warning.
So what are you? The big black scary guy she uses for muscle?
It's a waste of time coming here.
Oh, not for me. I enjoy the social intercourse. I hope we get together again real soon.
You stay away.
Lube job? Look under your hood. This is the place. I make house calls. Hey, Amy. I know where you live.
I'm not sure you should have gone to see him.
That's all right. I took Bruce.
Stalkers like contact, Amy. You gave him exactly what he wanted.
Well, I thought he'd be more, you know, like a kid. Somebody I could reason with.
Or scare off?
Yeah. He wasn't scared of me or Bruce.
There's a big difference between a courtroom and the street.
I should have brought you with me. We could have roughed him up. Well, I didn't come here to talk about a case. I came here to tell you how beautiful your engagement ring is.
Thank you.
I'm not sure I've actually said that to you. How beautiful it is.
You have not? Thank you.
It's kind of big.
Honey, quit by your head.
Lock up tight.
I miss you too.
You don't have to be nervous, Mr. Berard.
Is Mr. Lightstone going to knock off my block?
One of the times when I told him to stay away from Samantha, I threatened.
To knock off my block?
No, Gunnar. Here it is absolutely safe to tell the truth. No one is knocking off anyone's block. Do you understand why Mr. Lightstone threatened to...
To knock off my block? Well, yeah. It's because they want Samantha not to have babies. Because we're retarded.
Mr. Berard, when you and Samantha engage in sexual relations, what happens? Why is that funny?
Because it's private.
Oh, no. No, I'm not asking for you to describe. What I want to know is if you understand the consequences of your actions.
Oh, okay. You mean what happens after?
Yes.
Okay, so if we do it right, then Samantha gets pregnant.
You want to get pregnant?
Uh-huh.
Oh, God.
Why?
So that we could be together.
If we have a baby, then we're a family, and they have to let us stay together. I'm thirsty.
What if I told you that you could stay together if you promise not to have a baby?
Okay.
Okay.
Now what?
Don't say anything, because even just the sound of your voice tends to piss me off. This is a preliminary injunction enjoining the state from suspending my clients for felony convictions pending my argument to the state Supreme Court. Use it or don't use it. I don't care.
Ms. Knox, I've been thinking about what you said.
Yammer, yammer, big man.
In order for me to rule that Samantha Lightstone is unable to give informed consent, the Lightstones must show that she is incapable of comprehending the consequences of her actions because she's operating at the level of a sixth grader. An 11-year-old helpless before the hormonal storm of adolescence. The Lightstones did everything in their power to prevent Samantha and Gunnar from consummating their sexual desires, but somehow they found a way to be together. Gunnar and Samantha decided to make a baby under the mistaken impression that that would allow them to be together. That is a consequence.
Your Honor, surely you are not suggesting that simply because Samantha and Gunnar found ways to have sex, they have the ability to bear the responsibility of a child.
Mr. Brandt, how did the Council for Reproductive Rights get involved with this case?
We received a call alerting us to Samantha's situation.
From whom?
A concerned citizen. Does it matter?
Samantha. Did you call?
Gunnar did.
Samantha?
Well, Gunnar, she said to tell the truth. Gunnar said to get a lawyer. But I remembered the pamphlet. But Gunnar called.
Why didn't you call?
Well, Gunnar is smarter.
He can do coupons. I find Samantha Lightstone capable of informed consent. This petition is denied. That's my official job done, but I'd like to offer some advice if no one objects.
Did we win?
Yes, you won.
Okay, talk some more then.
Mr. and Mrs. Lightstone, Gunnar and Samantha want to be together so much that they concocted a scheme to make a baby so that they wouldn't be separated. Perhaps if you allowed them to be together, they wouldn't try to make babies.
Can we still have sex?
Well, that's outside of my domain, but it is my opinion that 17-year-olds are too young to be parents, even if they are geniuses. But perhaps if you promise to stop trying to have children...
Your Honor.
Mr. Brown, I'm not talking law here. This is not my ruling, nor am I setting a precedent. I am simply suggesting that for now, while they are so young, they refrain from having children.
But can we still have sex?
And that is the end of my involvement with this case. Good day, everyone.
All rise.
Well, can we?
Dr. Lee, I've decided not to lay brutality charges against the police on Tim Lawrence's behalf.
Inaction. Always the best policy.
It's more complicated than it appears.
I hate social workers. They're mostly either lazy or burned out. In your case, I just burned out.
How are you feeling?
How do you think?
I've spoken with your parole officer. I'm afraid he's determined to send you back to jail.
Tell me something I don't know.
You don't seem to know that you can stop this right now. Jail, beatings, all of it. You can make it stop through a simple act of will. Give me one small reason why I should help you.
There's something you could do.
What?
You make money free and drugs legal.
Sorry.
What's up with that?
That's your legs for about the next 6 months.
I thought I got a cane.
Yeah, sure. Wheelchair, walker, crutches, then a cane.
I've changed my mind. I will be registering a complaint with the police commission, so I hope you'll be prepared to spend some time testifying.
With pleasure. Did you change your mind because of what I said?
Don't be ridiculous. If the kind of crap you said to me registered at all, I would have had to resign 25 years ago. I changed my mind because if I give up on that... If I give up on him, he will know it, and that will give him permission to give up on himself. And I have no intention of letting him off that easily.
If you're here for free coffee, that was a one-time offer.
No. I'm going to a meeting I thought you'd like to know.
Good. That's good. Did my excellent advice drive you to the meeting? Something bad happen?
When they really, really don't want you, they get back to you quickly.
They hate you more than the Dutch hate the ocean.
Doesn't feel like any flag of victory.
Next time won't hurt as much.
Oh, come on, man. That's the oldest doctor lie in the book.
Okay. It'll hurt just as much, but you'll handle it without popping pills. Maybe I'll go to that meeting with you.
Who is it?
It's me. Is it too late?
No,
Oh, I should have called first to warn you I was coming by.
Yeah. Do you want to come in?
No. I just have to know if...
What?
I'm sorry, but when you asked me to go with you to see Jason yesterday, was it because I'm black?
No. No, it's because I was afraid. And I trust you. And you're the biggest friend I have.
Oh.
I mean, Kyle is terrifying if you're afraid of sarcasm, but in terms of sheer physical presence. Is this because of what he said? It's that lawyer, isn't it?
Good night, Judge Gray.
Good night, Mr. Van Exel.
Bruce! Bruce! Does this mean you're coming back to work?
Next on TNT's Prime Time in the Daytime, Amy faces a tough decision in a custody battle. Don't miss the drama of judging Amy. Next on
Wonderful. Wonderful. Great. Fantastic. Oh, super. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Bad news.
We got an offer on the house.
You did? Who?
That nice couple with the Bichon Frise.
Ugh.
The dentist and his wife?
Yes, you remember the fellow with the gold chain and his wife with the apricot-colored hair.
You aren't going to socialize with the mother. You're just going to accept their offer.
I am.
It's practically asking price.
And by practically, you mean less than the asking price.
20% down, 60-day escrow, first-time buyers, which means it's not contingent on anything. Their credit is great. This is a good deal.
I really want the asking price.
Mom, I don't think you realize how hard I've been working to try and sell this place. It's a very depressed market.
Yes, I do appreciate your energy and enthusiasm. One would think there were bodies in the basement.
We're accepting this offer.
And speaking of basements, there's some stuff you have to start moving down there. There's things from your college years.
Mother.
Oh, you know, there's a lamp down there I've always liked. The big brass kind of antique-y looking thing.
This is not an estate sale, Jillian. I'm not dead yet.
Nancy's on her way over here with the paperwork. We are accepting this offer.
No, I am not.
Why?
Because this is my home. This is where my family was born and raised, and I'm not going to sell it to people I do not like for less money than I want.
You know what? Fine. Do what you want. Even though I happen to know a little bit about this subject because I've done hours and hours of research, and even though I have a degree in economics and run my own business, I'm taking myself entirely out of the equation. Good luck.
I think he's mad at you.
Yes, I sensed that.
It's not easy for him.
What isn't?
Being in this family.
What? Oh, for heaven's sake. Not easy being in any family.
Feels everyone ignores his contribution, that's all I'm saying.
Oh, that's preposterous. What can I do to make it better?
Let him sell your house? Take the offer?
But I do not want the offer.
You asked.
It's my house.
Not true. I let you watch those Mary and Ashley Kate videos over and over again.
It's Mary Kate and Ashley, and I wanted Austin Powers.
You're too young for Austin Powers.
You think I'm too young for everything?
That is not true. Cleaning your room, for example.
Why can't I do cheerleading?
Because I said so.
That's not a real answer.
Because you're too busy. Because you're too smart. Because cheerleaders are sheep. How about that?
Leisha was a cheerleader.
There you go.
If I lived with Daddy and Leisha...
You're not going there, Lauren.
I'm not talking to you anymore.
What's the big idea?
Give me a sec. Okay, that children are our future. Okay, not really a big idea, but it sounds big when Whitney Houston sings it.
Where are all my forks?
Ta-da.
The hell is that?
That's me working the program. My sponsor.
The Comedy Free Comedian?
He says my high power is going to be very disappointed if I don't let every teaching hospital in the tri-state area kick my ass in writing. So, 6 rejections, 10 more to go. It's pretty impressive, huh?
No, sad, really.
Yeah, well, that works too. Do me a favor, I'm supposed to see Martin later today. Pose in front of the wall of shame for me. Come on, it'll add color, like Vanna White in a big wheel.
Mr. Duran, is everything all right?
You know me, Maxine. I don't come to you for every little thing.
Yes, as a matter of fact, you are my most self-reliant foster parent, which is why I'm having baseball cards printed up with your picture on it.
I'm just saying.
No, it's I know. What's going on with Jimmy?
They threw him out of school.
Suspended?
Expelled.
Why?
Janitor caught him breaking into the school at night. He was in the shop class messing around with tools. I don't know. Kid's lucky he didn't get arrested.
What does Jimmy have to say for himself?
You kidding? He barely speaks.
Did you talk with his psychiatrist?
He won't see the doctor anymore. He refuses to go. Listen, I realize this kid has been through some stuff.
Hell is what he's been through, Phil. This boy was locked in a basement. When we found him, he was shackled to a hot water heater, and he hadn't eaten in 3 days.
I read the file, Maxine. I don't need the lecture.
No, it's not you, Phil. Jimmy doesn't talk to anyone, but he needs a home.
And what I'm saying is maybe it should be someone else's.
We have here is a motion to reconsider a custody order that was first issued, is this right? 10 years ago?
There were extenuating circumstances, Your Honor.
Extenuating circumstances? Where I come from, we call that kidnapping. In 1992, my client Lucy Parnell, then 17 years old, gave birth to a boy, Joel. Her parents, dead set against her keeping the baby, pressured her into putting the baby up for adoption, and when that didn't work, they deceived her into signing the consent form.
Deceived how?
I didn't know what I was signing.
Yes, apparently Miss Parnell signed this particular form while blindfolded.
Miss Parnell had 29 hours of labor, followed by an emergency C-section. She was on a morphine drip, exhausted and semi-delirious.
When I woke up the next day and asked to see Joel, I was told that he'd been adopted.
2 days after he was born, Mitchell and Jean Collins, the adoptive parents, took him home.
My clients were unaware of any deception. They were told that the birth mother had affirmed and reaffirmed consent to give up her baby.
The judge saw it differently. Miss Parnell sued for custody of Joel and won. The judge ruled that Joel should be turned over to Lucy.
A judgment which my clients appealed.
Yes, and rather than stick around long enough to lose the appeal, Mr. and Mrs. Collins packed up the baby, moved out of their house, and disappeared.
They did not disappear, Your Honor. They moved.
They changed their names. For 10 years, no one could find them. They were in hiding.
They did what they felt was best for the child.
He wasn't their child.
Where did you go?
Douglas, Arizona. Which is where a private investigator hired by my client found them.
The boy's in DCF custody?
Yes, temporary, pending the outcome of this hearing.
I see here that your clients have been charged with kidnapping.
The state considers them a flight risk, Your Honor. Note the accessories.
We're hoping that the charges will be dropped, Your Honor, again, pending the outcome of this hearing.
How's that?
Well, if you overturn the initial order and establish that my clients had custody of Joel all along...
No grounds for kidnapping. I got it.
My clients just want a chance to be heard.
All right, well, I'll need time to go over this file, so I'll hear testimony...
Tomorrow at 10:30.
God, I missed hearing that.
Vandalism, breaking and entering. Your principal could have called the police. What were you thinking, Jim? James? Do you know that, James is my second favorite name in all the world? You're not going to ask me, are you? All right, I'll tell you. Isaac. Isaac beats James by a hair. Of course, we don't meet many Isaacs these days, do we?
I just wanted to use the tools.
What tools?
The jigsaw, soldering iron, high-pressure plastic molds.
And why would you need soldering iron and high-pressure plastic... What do you call it? All right, I would be lying if I didn't say that you were starting to frighten me. What are you trying to make?
A robot?
Excuse me?
A robot.
All right. Why? I'm fully prepared to sit here until we both grow roots.
Do you have a TV in this place?
This is what you're trying to build, one of these,
They're called battle bots.
they seem to be smashing each other to bits.
It's kind of the point. You see the guys steering them? They're the designers.
And you're trying to build one.
Watch out. All right, I'll be back, guys. Don't fill up on bread. Yo, Mike! Man, you ever heard of a hairnet? These guys are getting a bit of you in every bowl, man. Come on. Hey, andale. Yo, we need more chili. Man, ease up on oregano, man. I'm getting complaints, all right?
I need more forks, guys.
Right hook. Hey, man, I know you, man.
I don't think so.
Oh, that was you. A few months back in the courthouse. You hit that skinny white boy with a right hook. Bam! Didn't even know it was coming. Now, you telling me that wasn't you?
No.
All right, well, tell me this. Did you hit him on his button? You know the button, right? Right under the jawbone. You hit his button, you turn off his lights.
It was a mistake.
Got that right. Biggest mistake of his life. It was about a woman, wasn't it? He was playing in your house.
I really don't want to talk about it.
Oh, I got it, man. You know, like Superman, you know? You keep the glasses on, right? Nah, it's cool. So, what are you doing? Pulling community service? Me too. Little domestic dispute. Judge had it in for me. Yeah. So I'm Richie Cunningham. The other Richie Cunningham. And you are?
Busy. I got a lot of stuff.
Hey, what's the problem here?
No problem.
You gonna help out or you gonna chit-chat? Because I got 50 hungry souls out there waiting on you two.
Just trying to make the new guy feel at home.
You wanna socialize, go bowling, understand?
See, that was just wrong, man. He didn't have to come down on you like that.
It's fine.
Maybe I should go talk to him.
Maybe you shouldn't.
All right, you know, you change your mind, huh?
It's an excellent silent treatment, honey. You're getting really good at it. Okay, listen. Cheerleaders exist for two reasons. One, to gang up on the girls who are not cheerleaders and to make them feel bad about themselves. And two, well, you're not old enough for the second reason, but believe me, it is worse than the first. Besides, why do you want to be on the sidelines encouraging boys to play their games when you could be on the field playing a game yourself? Lauren, look before you answer that door.
Aunt Jillian!
She speaks.
Hey, sweetie. What's going on here?
A whole lot of nothing.
Jillian, you were in high school. Could you please explain to Lauren how awful cheerleaders are and how she doesn't want to be one of them?
I was a cheerleader.
All right. Really? Was it fun? Did you love it?
I did. I made some of my best friends cheerleading. I'm still in touch with some of them today. One summer, I went to cheerleading camp. I met girls from all over the world. I visited one of them in Norway.
Mom, how many friends do you have in Norway?
Oh, well, Peter says your mother was only a cheerleader for weeks, so I don't think she had...
What?
Here we go.
You were a cheerleader?
Briefly.
I don't believe it. You lied to me.
I did not lie to you. I just didn't tell you everything.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize it was such an issue. I should go.
No, I'm sorry. You came over for something, and I dragged you into this mess.
This? This is nothing. Your mother and Peter trying to sell the house. Now that's a mess.
Oh, I know.
Peter has an offer. Your mother won't budge, so he's pretending he's out of it, but he's up all night obsessing about it. He wants to help, and when Peter can't help, it's not pretty. But that's not why I'm here. It's Kyle. He sort of needs a favor.
If Kyle needs a favor, why isn't he here?
Because he's convinced that you'd say no. I told him he was wrong, but then he did that thing where he kind of laughs at you without laughing at you, and...
Yeah, I know that thing.
And so, well, here I am. You know that he's applying to residency programs, right? He needs a letter of reference.
Kyle wants me to write his letter of reference.
He says you know him better than anyone in the family. So, what do you say?
No.
Amy.
If Kyle wants me to write his letter of reference, then he can ask me himself.
So, I can tell him you might?
You can tell him that he'll never know until he asks.
You can have the leg now, Dean.
I do not understand. Your school actually has an entire club devoted to these Battleborgs?
BattleBots.
Jimmy seems to have an affinity for building them.
That may well be, but the robotics club is part of the AP physics program, which means it's only open to seniors.
I don't know if you appreciate how hard it is to get this boy to open up. When he started talking about these contraptions, it was as if everything that he's experienced, the weight that he carries, melted away.
You know, last year, the kids built a robot that had 6-inch bayonets on one end and a pneumatic ram on the other. This year's model features a razor-sharp buzzsaw.
Charming.
Half of these kids are going to MIT next year. They do this kind of thing for kicks. I trust them.
You don't trust Jimmy?
In my experience, kids with Jimmy's history tend to act out. They're aggressive and they're prone to violence. Now, come on, Mrs. Gray, this is your field. Do you disagree?
Well, generally speaking, no, but every child is unique. And when we start putting them in categories, we start...
I have liability issues to consider, and my resources are stretched thin enough as it is. But if you'd like to come down here every afternoon and supervise Jimmy...
Dr. Conley, I work for the government. My resources are thinner than yours.
I'm not taking any chances. I don't want to see my school on the 6 o'clock news for all the wrong reasons. I'm sorry.
Ms. Parnell, what do you do for a living?
Waitressing, mostly. Bartending when I can find it.
And how much money do you make in a good year?
20, maybe 21,000.
What about health insurance?
This is ridiculous, Your Honor. Miss Parnell's financial history isn't the issue.
I assume that we're all after the same thing here, Your Honor, which is the best interest of the child.
Finish up, Mr. Dretler.
I don't have health insurance. I can't afford it.
Yes, 10 years' worth of private investigators' bills add up.
Are we done?
One more question. Ms. Parnell, given your lack of health insurance, how did you pay for 2 separate stints in rehab for alcohol dependency?
Your Honor. Now we're done, Mr. Dretler. Where's the boy's father?
Charlie? No idea. Last I heard, he was working in Texas.
You wouldn't share custody?
He didn't want to have anything to do with this. When they disappeared and nobody could find them, he said maybe it was for the best, that I should just let it go, but I couldn't do that. And when everybody stopped looking, I hired my own private investigators. When they found nothing, I hired another one. And when the money ran out, I worked double shifts so we could keep looking. I dreamed about Joel at night. And during the day, I'd look at the eyes of every boy I passed on the street, hoping I'd recognize him. Knowing I wouldn't. He was my baby. I held Joel after he was born, you know? He saw me. It was like I made a promise to him.
Right here. Yeah, go ahead. Go take it home.
This is one of these good news, bad news situations. Starting tomorrow, you may go back to school, providing that you don't go to school when it's actually closed. Is that clear? And you will start seeing your therapist again, but you have to put the robot building on hold. Give me something here so that I know that this conversation is not happening in my head.
Okay.
Fillmore High School has a long list of clubs you can join. There must be something else you're interested in, if you're looking for something to do.
I'm not. Can I go?
Jimmy, wait. James, just tell me about this robot that you want to build.
Why?
Because I'm asking.
Everyone keeps adding bigger weapons to their robots. Spikes, chainsaws, you name it. Mine's different.
Well, it looks like a turtle.
Well, yeah, it's simple. It's just an engine and a shell. And everything goes inside the shell. Titanium, if I can find it. Kevlar, 3, maybe 4 layers.
So nothing gets through.
Well, right. The chainsaws, they just bounce right off, wear themselves out. This robot doesn't have to attack.
It wins just by surviving.
That's the theory.
We'd had trouble conceiving. We went through fertility treatments for years. 8 cycles, but it was painful and in the end unsuccessful. So we decided to adopt. We hired a lawyer who told us about a situation here in Hartford.
Where were you living at the time?
Greenwich, about an hour and a half away. But we found a hotel near the hospital, and we went through the screening and signed all the paperwork. We were in the hospital, in the waiting room, when Joel was born. We met him in the nursery.
And at what point did you find out about the baby's health problems?
Your Honor, this is a custody hearing. The child's medical history isn't relevant.
Maybe not, but what health problems?
Joel was born with a hole in his heart.
They called it a septal defect.
Untreated, he wouldn't survive a year. He had open heart surgery when he was 4 days old, and then again 3 months later.
How is he now?
He's perfect. He's great. I mean, he still takes his medication and he has to see a specialist every 2 months just to check his progress. The doctors call it a full recovery.
These are expensive operations, Your Honor. The health insurance covered half. Mr. and Mrs. Collins
Your
paid.
point is made, Mr. Dredler. Mrs. Collins, why did you run?
We didn't at first. We went to court. We thought there had been a mistake. No judge would take Joel away from us, not after all this time, after we almost lost him once. And then it turned out that there had been no mistake. And we might lose Joel after all. That's when we left.
And were you aware that what you were doing was against the law?
Do you have kids?
Your Honor.
What would you do if someone called you up out of the blue and told you they were going to take your child away and there was absolutely nothing you could do about it? How fast would you run?
So listen, I just want to apologize for the other day.
Excuse me?
For what I said. I was out of line. I just thought we should clear the air. So, we cool?
Yeah, we're cool.
Great.
Wait. We're not cool. I don't understand. You weren't out of line yesterday, so what exactly are you apologizing for?
You know.
I don't.
Listen, you work hard. It seems like you got your head on straight. I don't want any misunderstandings here, okay? Nobody needs that.
What are you doing?
Nothing, man.
What did you say to him?
Hey, I did you a favor. All I did was I told him to lay off you. You don't need some jackass on a power trip pushing your buttons, man.
I don't remember asking you for any favors.
Hey, right up. This is me you're talking to. All right, king of the domestic dispute. I know what you're capable of.
What I'm capable of?
I was there. Ringside, baby. I saw it. You were in the middle of the courthouse. 5, 6 cops right there in the hallway, right in front of your eyes. They didn't even slow you down, man. Look, all I'm saying is that I know what that's like, all right? You and me, we're a couple of time bombs, baby. We gotta look out for each other.
It was 8th grade, all right? All these really cool girls were cheerleading, and I wanted to be friends with them. So I practiced every day, and I tried out, and I got a spot. I was a cheerleader.
Did you love it?
Yeah, for about a week. And then, during the first football game of the season, when we were doing the pyramid thing, there was the whole kicking incident.
You kicked someone?
No. Somebody kicked me in the ear. So I fell down. And then we all fell down. And the whole football team was laughing at us, and they all blamed me. And all of my new friends, they all turned on me. But I got to see cheerleaders for what they really were.
A bunch of silly girls?
No. Total evil.
Okay, Mom.
Okay, maybe not total, but 85% evil.
Mom, I'm gonna be late.
Just tell me why this is so important to you. Why do you want to do it so bad?
I don't know. They get to wear cute shoes. Bye, Mom.
Kyle, what are you doing here?
I was waiting for you. I wanted to catch you before you went to work.
Did you ever hear the phone?
I didn't want to leave some long message on your phone.
Yeah, well, you could always have Jillian leave the long message.
Okay, that was a huge mistake. So, I mean, look, if you don't want to do this, I understand.
Kyle, ask me.
Will you write a letter of reference for me?
Sure.
Great. Great. Okay, I realize you're busy, so this is what I've done. I've sort of written up samples for you. So everything from middle of the road to absolutely flowering. So if you want to take a look at those.
No.
What?
No, if I'm going to write it, I'm going to write it. I don't need your samples.
Okay, but you do realize that the goal here is to get me into a residency program. But a long, elaborate laundry list of my faults, that's not really going to do the trick here.
Joel, this is Judge Gray.
Hi, Joel. Can I get you anything to drink? We have the best vending machine in the courthouse.
I'm okay.
You can sit down if you like. Well, I guess this must be pretty strange for you.
When can I go home? I want to see my mom and dad.
I'm working on that, Joel. Now, you need to understand that the reason this is so complicated is because you have so many people who care very much about you. You understand?
I guess so.
Do you really?
I don't know. I mean, they told me, but...
What did they tell you?
The day before our trip, we had this talk. They said I had a mom and dad before I had them. And that one of them, Lisa something.
Right, Lucy. Lucy Parnell.
She was looking for me. And what, she wants to visit me or something?
Is that what they told you?
No, I just figured.
People don't always do the right thing, Joel. Even the very best people. And your parents...
I know. They made a mistake. That's what they said. They called it a Whopper.
Yeah. It was. Lucy Parnell is your biological mother. She has been looking for you for 10 years. That's a long time. That's your whole life.
I said she could visit me, Lucy. I said it was all right with me. I mean, I don't care. I could show her my room. I don't remember her.
No, you wouldn't. You were just a little baby.
If she visits, I don't know what I'm supposed to call her.
Yeah. It's kind of the question, isn't it? That's what we're trying to figure out.
And when you figure it out, I get to go home. Right? I just want to go home.
No, we like the offer, Nancy. No, we're working on the counter. Well, these things take time. Just give us a day. Or two. No, she's not having one of her fits. She's being very rational. Nancy, I'll have to call you back.
I'm sorry to barge in on you.
Not a problem.
That wasn't my house you were talking about.
What's in the box?
Do you remember, once upon a time, when you told me that your company was looking for pro bono opportunities?
36-volt motor. Airless drivetrain. These things are tough to find.
Peter, I really need your help. It's very important.
I'm a little bit busy right now.
No, please, this is the kind of thing that you're so good at. Jimmy? James Secor, this is my son, Peter Gray. Jimmy is building...
A BattleBot, right? Aluminum hub wheels?
Yeah, foam filled.
Ah, perfect. I mean, for combat wheels, but you gotta make sure they're protected because once the wheels go, you're toast.
Yeah.
I have some errands to run, so why don't you two chat?
What kind of RC unit are you using?
Dual stick, 4 channels.
Oh, nice. Very smart. Keeping it simple.
I slid the crimp lock in there.
Well, I'll check in with you later then.
There's nothing worse than having one come unplugged.
All right then.
Oh, wow. You got a braided steel fuel line.
Yeah, a guy at a bike shop gave it to me.
Oh, cool. All right, all you need is one more gear differential and you're in business.
Hello?
Mom.
I had some DCF business upstairs. If this is a bad time...
No. Come in.
I understand that you're having a cheerleading crisis with Lauren.
I understand you're refusing to sell your house.
I don't like the offer, and I don't like the people.
I don't like the cheerleaders.
You don't have to, Amy.
Peter says it's a perfectly good offer.
Do you know that my father lived his whole life in the same house? Homes used to, mean something. I can't stand the idea of that woman with the orange hair cooking on my stove, where I've dried out numerous Thanksgiving dinners and one bicentennial crown rose, or their Bichon frisé peeing on my Berber carpet, where you learn to crawl. But I am starting a new life. I should move on. I should accept that offer, and I should stop confusing the present with the past.
I had this boy in here today. He was 10 years old, and he kept telling me, I just want to go home. And all I could think was, God, I know what that feels like. You didn't really have DCF business upstairs, did you? The motion in front of me, in case anyone forgot, is still a motion to overturn a custody order that was first issued in this very courthouse. 10 years ago, you made a decision, which people are still paying for today. I don't know if you realize how much damage you caused the very child that you were trying to help. As far as I can tell, Mr. and Mrs. Collins, you have been caring, compassionate, and very giving to Joel. You have loved him and raised him as if he were your own boy. The problem, as it was 10 years ago, is that he is not your boy. When you defied the court order and fled the state with Joel, you knew it was wrong. Mr. Dretler said the other day that we are all after the same thing here, and that is the best interest of the child. And he's right. So, what is in Joel's best interest? It is in his best interest to have a family that is not based on a lie. It is in his best interest to be allowed to receive a parent's love. A new mother makes a promise to her child. I will take care of you, she says. It is in his best interest that that promise be kept. Lucy Parnell had a right to raise her own child, just as Joel had a right to be raised by his own mother. When the plaintiffs took him away, they changed a family's history forever. No court can undo that loss, but I guess it has to try. I am ruling that full custody be granted immediately to Lucy Parnell. I strongly encourage you, Ms. Parnell, to work with DCF and a pediatrician to work out a regimen of counseling for Joel. Mr. and Mrs. Collins, I would encourage you to make yourself available for extensive visitation. And to that end, Ms. Riley, the very next thing I intend to do is to place a call to the ASA's office and, in the strongest possible language, recommend that the kidnapping charges against Mr. and Mrs. Collins be dropped. It is in nobody's best interest to have them locked up. What they're about to lose is punishment enough.
Watch this. Right here. Boom! He lost the shell and it was all over.
How did Jimmy take it?
Better than me, I cried like a baby. He's ready to rebuild. I'll get it.
Hello? Hello?
Grandma, you'll never guess what.
What?
I'm gonna be a cheerleader.
You don't say.
And the best thing, Taylor and Pippin are gonna be cheerleaders too. Oh, and look. Uniforms. On Wednesdays we get to wear them to school.
Well, what's better than that?
What are you watching?
Oh, it's these Battle Brats. Ask your brother.
That was Nancy. Hey, Amy. You're never gonna believe this. We got a second offer on the house. You know what that means, don't you? It means we play them against each other, and before you know it, bidding war. But the best part is this buyer is motivated. She's a single mother with a strong income. That's good. And she's willing to put down 25%. She has an excellent credit rating. The bank said she'll have absolutely no problem getting approved for the loan, and she wants to take possession as soon as possible. What do you say to that?
I say,
We should go with the second buyer.
You don't want to think about it?
She sounds like our kind of people.
All right, then. I'll call Nancy and tell her to close it.
Grandma, how do I look?
Oh, dear God.
Ready? Okay. We've got spirit. Yes, we do. We've got spirit. How about you?
Is there anything to drink in the house?
Yes, dear, in the kitchen. I'll go get it.
Want to see another one?
No.
Ready? Okay. We've got spirit. Have no fear. We've got spirit. Let's hear you cheer.
Wow, that's a good one, honey. That's a really good rhyme.
Come on, Mom. Do one with me.
No.
Just one little cheer.
You know, I would, but I think I wrote something.
Mom, a little help out here, please. Ready? Okay.
Woo.
We've got spirit. Have no fear. We've got spirit. Get me a beer.
Coming up next on TNT's Prime Time in the Daytime, who is responsible for a lawyer's death? Follow the evidence on Law and Order.
Lauren is looking for you at the top of her lungs.
Yes, apparently the cheerleaders need to get there early in the morning so they can vote on whose life to make miserable.
Special delivery. My first rent check.
Oh, Mom, let's not call it rent. You're just helping out.
No, Amy. You bought the house, you're the landlord, I'm the tenant, here's my check, and I'm completely okay with this new arrangement. I am. I'm grateful the house is staying in the family and won't go to people who will paint it pink or put yard gnomes on my lawn. What in God's name is that?
Don't you think it's warm and homey?
I think it will attract middle-aged men who need haircuts.
I've been looking all over for you. We're gonna be late again.
No. We have lots of time. Look at the new sign.
Why does it have a candy cane on it?
It's a lighthouse.
Why?
Why not?
We don't live at the beach or anywhere near water.
Well, we live in New England. New England is near the water.
The writing won't show up from the street, and the rope's goofy looking.
Get in the car. We're gonna be late.
Honey, I understand. You bought the house, you want to put your own stamp on it, and I am going to be supportive. I don't disagree with the concept of being supportive.
Then we're keeping the sign.
Let's lose the sign, and I will start to be supportive right after that.
Mr. Van Exel, good morning.
Yes, it was.
Can we find a place to talk?
This is a place.
I'm holding a press conference next week with a couple of my clients. I wondered if you consider being there.
I thought we established that I'm not one of your clients.
I noticed you didn't mind using my clients to get your job back.
So what now? I'm Pinocchio. You pull strings, I dance.
Yeah, that would be the cynical and myopic way to look at it.
Last I heard, you couldn't stand the sound of my voice. Why would you want me yammering at your press conference?
Because, frankly, as convicted felons go, you're not a bad spokesperson.
That's what I want. My picture in the paper with a caption. Bruce Van Exel, spokesperson for class action lawsuit felons.
You're right. It would be a real shame to tarnish your sterling reputation. If you ever decide to grow a spine, I'm in the book.
Under P for pain in my hands.
Opportunity knocking again? What does she want now? What? I am not being catty. I just don't like her. Why can't a woman dislike another woman and not be accused of being catty? Men dislike other men all the time, and they call it discretion, which is the better part of valor, whatever that means.
Here.
What's this?
Petitioner's brief on the case that was just transferred to your docket. Judge Neville has his usual Monday morning flu.
This is the brief? What does the long version look like?
I haven't read it yet either, but I'm pretty sure we can get the gist of it as soon as all the parties start screaming at each other.
I hate Mondays. Okay, next up we have an abuse and neglect case. Danny Zamero, age 8. Petitioner is his grandmother, Carolyn O'Brien, who, first things first, where's Danny's mother?
Recently deceased, Your Honor. That's why we're all here.
How recently?
a little over a year.
Your Honor, Christine Zamaro, Danny's mother, was a loan officer with Third Liberty Bank in Manhattan at the World Trade Center. South Tower, 81st floor.
You telling me that Danny's mother died on September 11th?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Zamaro and Mrs. O'Brien, I'm very sorry for your loss. I truly can't imagine what your family has gone through. Well, Mr. Chandler, please give me the broad strokes with the minimum of theatrics.
Danny's mother, Christine, is my client's daughter. She and Danny's father, the respondent, lived in Battery Park, a few blocks from the World Trade Center. Danny's school was 2 blocks north, PS2.
I know Battery Park. I lived in Tribeca. What I don't know is why you think Danny needs to be removed from the custody of his remaining parent.
Danny and his father have been living in a rented house in Farmington ever since last September. Mr. Zamaro's been commuting, but now he's ready to move back to the Battery Park apartment. Danny is being treated for post-traumatic stress syndrome, and we think it ill-advised for him to live in a place that will be a constant reminder of what he's been through.
Your Honor, this isn't just about the psychological aspects of this. Mr. Chandler's brief is long because it's full of reports on the air quality. The asbestos, the pulverized concrete, the polyvinyl chloride.
We have our own air quality reports, Your Honor, and you will see that my client has taken every precaution above and beyond the EPA recommendation.
I've had the place cleaned top to bottom 4 separate times. Asbestos removers, disaster cleanup specialist. I have HEPA filters in every room.
All right, let's pretend it's clean. He wants Danny to look out the window every day at a construction site over his mother's grave.
Okay, obviously there are numerous issues here, and nothing is going to happen until I read the materials. So Mr. Van Exel will tell us what time we are reconvening here tomorrow.
11:15.
11:15. I'll see everyone back here, and I'll be up to speed.
This means expulsion. Do you even care? Give me something I can work with. I'm begging you.
What is going on?
Maxine, this is between a foster father and his foster son.
Well, you may be the foster father, but I am the caseworker.
You may be the caseworker, but I'm the caseworker's boss.
He thinks I'm a stoner.
Eric and a bunch of his friends.
They're not my friends.
Were caught toking up in the boys' restroom.
Poking up. Hello, 1980.
Were you smoking marijuana?
No, I was having a bowel movement.
As far as I know, that's legal.
No, I was in a stall. I flushed, so I must be guilty.
Go home. We're going to talk about this later. Straight home, mister.
I don't think he's lying.
And this is based on?
Maternal instinct and many years of raising children who have been known to lie on occasion.
Well, I don't have any maternal instinct, and I'm new to raising kids.
I know.
You saying I'm doing a bad job?
I'm saying I don't think he's lying.
Well, I have to figure out a way to know that for myself, Maxine.
Yes, you do, Sean. Good luck.
This smells great. What is it? Coq au vin. I made it in the crock pot.
What's coq au vin?
It's chicken with a lot of stuff you like.
It looks yucky.
And yet your mother made it for you with a lot of love, so you're going to lap it up and be grateful.
When did you learn to cook?
In the apartment. There's nothing else to do.
Hello?
No cell phones at the table.
Hi, my old friend Roger. It's my old friend Roger.
I don't care if it's Babe the talking pig. There's no cell phones at the table.
I can't talk now, apparently. Okay, where? What time? 7 p.m.? I'm there. Goodbye. Fascist.
Hey, Mike, just in time.
Amy, what are you doing to the front of the house?
The dirt, you mean? I hired a landscaper, and we're going to plant some new stuff. I know it's a mess, but they're going to be done in a couple days.
Where's my rose bush?
Well, I got rid of all the old bushes to make room for the new ones.
You got rid of the rose bush?
Not the rose bush.
You got rid of Ethel?
No, I know the Ethel bush. It has pink blooms.
Not in October.
But it's up at the mailbox.
Mom moved it while you were gone.
You did?
The dog walkers were letting the dogs tinkle on it.
I thought it would be safer by the door. Obviously, I was wrong.
Oh, God, I can't believe I did that.
Neither can I.
Neither can Ethel.
She'll get over it.
Grandma was really upset.
I know, but she'll get over it, sweetie. It's just a rose bush.
It was Ethel.
Okay, it was a rose bush with a name, but it's not like I tried to kill somebody's pet. It was green with leaves and thorns. No, it wasn't stolen. I threw it away. Well, I was hoping you could tell me where rose bushes go when people throw them away. I called Waste Management, and they pretended not to speak English. Okay, tell me this. Who would know where a rose bush goes when you throw it away? He said God and hung up.
Who did?
Officer somebody.
You called the cops about a missing rose bush?
Yeah, well, it's a long story.
Oh, Judge Gray!
Hey, Donna.
You got a call from Lizzie Poteet at the Heritage Rose Society. She wants to know if it's true if you threw away an Ethel Brownlow tea rose. She left 3 numbers.
Thank you.
I looked those up on the internet. No one breeds those anymore. Apparently, the only ones left are the ones that are passed down to families from generations.
Thank you, Donna.
You threw away an antique rose bush?
Yes, it was my mother's. Her great-grandmother brought it over from Ireland in 1889. It's been passed down through every generation since then.
It's such a nice story. And to the part where you threw it away.
Why'd you do that?
It was an accident.
You accidentally threw away an antique rose bush.
Oh, okay, it wasn't an accident. I'm a psychopath. I prey on shrubbery. Can we please go to work now?
It was a rose bush. A family heirloom rose bush. No, I did not call earlier. I mean, I did, but you put me on hold. By the way, do not do that again. Hello? Hello?
Maxine, have you heard anything from Eric?
Is he missing?
No. I just thought he might have called to vent about having the world's worst foster father. He's not talking to me.
Welcome to the world of parenting.
I guess he's waiting for me to apologize for not trusting him. Fact is, I don't trust him. Who in their right minds would trust a teenager?
Sean, I thought you were going to figure this out for yourself.
Oh, I am. I just might need you to help me figure it out for myself. Just let me know if he calls you, okay?
And Danny's daily routine is what?
His father drops him off at my house at 6:30 in the morning. That's when he leaves for work. He takes the train into Midtown. I get Danny ready for school. All of his school clothes are at my house, and he catches the bus right down the street. I help him with his homework. I feed him dinner. And his father picks him up at 8 p.m., sometimes later if he has to work late.
Your Honor, I hate spending that much time away from Danny. That's exactly why I want us to move back to the apartment.
Your Honor, may I finish questioning my witness?
Yes, Mr. Zamero, I promise you will have a chance to say whatever you need to say, but by law, they do need to go first.
Mrs. O'Brien, how would you describe Danny's psychological state over the last year?
Well, at first he was a wreck, understandably. He slept with the light on for months. He had nightmares. He didn't want to go to school. But with the therapy, he got better. And overall, he did great. Until his father started talking about moving him back to Manhattan.
Objection, Your Honor. Narration?
Sustained. Mrs. O'Brien, you have to wait until your lawyer asks you that question.
Which would be now. Tell me how your grandson's behavior has changed since talk of moving back to Manhattan.
The nightmares are back. The teacher sent a note saying that he's having trouble concentrating in class, and he doesn't want to play with his friends.
Your Honor, I know Danny's worried about moving back to Manhattan. I'm not contesting that.
Mr. Zamora.
By the time it's my turn, she will have you turned against me just like she's done with Danny. I'm not saying it's gonna be fine. It's not. It's gonna be hard as hell. I'm saying I have a right to raise my own child and make my own decisions.
And I'm saying I don't trust your judgment, and with good reason.
You see, that's what she does. I know Carolyn is afraid for Danny to live in Manhattan. And I know she lost her daughter, but I lost my wife.
This isn't about us.
Okay, settle down. Miss Gaffney, have you entered Danny's psychiatric report into evidence?
No, but we have it, Your Honor.
Okay, I'd like to read that tonight, and tomorrow I would like to see Danny. At what time, Mr. Van Exel?
Danny is just 8 years old.
And in my court, that's old enough to have a valid opinion. Mr. Van Exel?
4:30.
I'll see everyone tomorrow at 4:30.
Ever this night be at my side, to love and guard and rule and guide. Daddy, I'm tired of this prayer. Why can't I make up my own prayer?
Okay, go ahead.
Lord Jesus, we just want to thank you for leading us to the cooling water. We just want to lift up our voices to praise you.
Wait. Hold on. Where'd you learn this prayer?
At Aunt Winnie's church.
Aunt Winnie goes to our church.
No, she got a new church. She took me there Wednesday night. And it's really cool. You can dance and clap your hands, and they don't care if you make noise, and you can yell, "Amen," anytime you feel like it.
Yeah, I've seen it on television. Finish up. It's getting late.
Lord, we just want to lift up.
Enough of the lifting up. Say your own damn prayer. Oh, I'm sorry, baby. I didn't mean to snap. Just say your prayer, okay?
Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou amongst women. Right after the second bell, there was this loud noise. We all looked out the window, and there was this big hole in one of the buildings where my mommy works. Somebody said it was a bomb, but Mrs. McGrath said no, a plane flew into it. Brandon Kendall was crying because his dad works in that building, but I wasn't crying because I knew where my mommy's office was. It was in the other building, and that building was okay. Mrs. McGrath said we all had to get back in our seats, and everybody started pointing and yelling, and nobody would listen to her. And then another airplane hit my mommy's building. Miss McGrath started saying, "Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God."
And that's when your daddy came and got you?
He said we were going to go wait for the helicopters to go get Mommy because he talked to her on the phone and she was okay. I asked him if the building was going to fall down, and he said no.
Danny, have you been back to Manhattan since all this horrible stuff happened?
No, we've been living in Connecticut. Are you gonna put my daddy in jail?
No. Why would I do that?
Maybe he did something bad.
Do you think he did something bad? If you think that, I need to know.
He told Mommy to go on the roof.
Okay.
No, I didn't. Why did you tell him that?
Because it's the truth.
It's not the truth.
Okay. Everybody, I think we'll take a short break, and I'd like to see all the adults in my chambers. Okay, it's clearly not about asbestos dust. Can somebody tell me what's going on?
I think that's pretty obvious, Your Honor. Carolyn has never been thrilled with me as a son-in-law. Now she blames me for Christine's death, and she's turned my son against me.
All I did was tell him the truth.
How do you know the truth? You weren't there.
I heard the tape.
What tape?
I have a tape recording of my last phone call with my wife. My cell phone has a memo function, and I taped the call.
My daughter had the sense not to run up the stairs in a burning building.
I played the tape for Carolyn because I wanted her to hear what I actually said.
And I did. You told Christine to go up.
Okay, this is the point at which somebody tells me what's going on.
Your Honor, as events have been reconstructed from last-minute phone calls, it seems that the only stairway that remained open was in the southwest corner of Tower 2, where Mrs. Zamaro's office was located. The people who were trapped there had a choice of exit routes. The ones who went down lived. The ones who went up didn't.
Sam told Christine to go up.
That's not what happened.
Does Danny know this tape exists?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, the next thing that's going to happen is that I'm going to listen to the tape.
Here you are. Thank you. You're a detail man? You drive around with a trunk full of drug samples and annoy doctors into prescribing them?
No. I charm doctors into prescribing them.
In college, you were going to join the Peace Corps. You've completely gone over to the dark side.
Oh, don't be such a self-righteous schmuck. What's the difference between prescribing pills and selling them? Besides, drug companies do great things for humanity. Haven't you seen the commercials?
Yeah, and cigarettes don't cause cancer.
That particular glib remark only works when it's made by non-smokers.
Which I am. Twice a day.
So how about coming to work for me?
What? This is a job offer? You're not just gloating?
I'm the new regional manager. I can hire 2 new reps, and I want one of them to be you.
What? The image of telling my sponsor that I'm going to be driving all over New England with suitcases full of drugs.
Hey, if you start using it again, it won't be because you happen to have Lipitor in your trunk. You know that. Kyle, I saw the dump where you work. I can only imagine what the rest of your life looks like. Yeah, well, I go to meetings too. In air-conditioned buildings with people who bathe and use deodorant. Are you saying that I'm less recovered than you because my life is in hell? My opinion? You're trying to punish yourself. And that's some perverse kind of pride. Hasn't your sponsor told you that? God, civilization misses you.
Eric, why are you here?
Waiting for you.
In the cold?
It's different in there. Amy's moved stuff around.
Well, it's her house now.
She had this stupid decorator lady here. They were looking at pictures of furniture, ugly furniture.
Things change. That's life. I live in Amy's house now, and you live in Sean's house.
He has ugly furniture, too.
Eric, are you here for a reason?
I did not smoke dope in the restroom.
Sean is worried about you. Which, in case you don't know, is a good thing. You're not pure as the driven snow. He knows your history, Eric.
Which is exactly why I would never do anything that could get me in trouble. Look, I'm getting good grades. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't even sneak into R-rated movies. If I get any better, my BO will stop stinking. I'll sprout wings in a halo. I'm a freakish saint. And back when I said my BO doesn't stink, I wanted to say something else, but I couldn't. Do you know why?
Because you're so good.
I'm so good. It's killing me.
Go inside, call Sean, and let him know who you are.
Do I have to?
If you want to be a good boy.
I'm not canceling the mediation. I'm just postponing it for a couple days. Because I didn't sleep very well last night and I can't deal with Michael's crap today.
Hey, Lauren, you got 5 minutes.
Helene, I'm gonna have to call you back. All right. Mom, I'm really, really sorry about your rose bush.
Yes, you said that.
Are you gonna stay mad forever?
No, not forever.
Then what? A week? A month?
Amy, this is exactly the conversation I used to have with you when you were Lauren's age. What does that tell you?
Excuse me, I'm being childish?
Mom, you don't know. I'm dealing with some huge stuff right now, and I realize that you are upset, but I really can't believe you're not speaking to me because I threw out a bush.
What you do not understand is that it wasn't just a bush.
I know. It was a prize-winning, historically correct, expensive family heirloom rose bush.
Your great-great-grandmother McGinn
Brought it over on the Mayflower, I know. I did a horrible thing. Death would be too great for me. I think we've established that. Mom, I will buy you another rose bush.
You can't, Amy. That's the point. When my brother Richard moved into our parents' house, he dug up that rose bush and brought it to me. It was one of the few loving gestures that he has made toward this family. So you can go to the supermart and buy new rose bushes all day long and half the night. But you cannot replace history.
I know that.
No, you don't. Otherwise, you wouldn't suggest buying me another rose bush.
I don't care. You knew you were going and you deliberately kept it from me. Winnie, if you don't want to be a Catholic anymore, that's your business. But leave Rebecca out of it. We'll talk about this later. I have to get to work. Winnie, I'm hanging up now. I'm going for coffee. You want any?
I wasn't going to ask you about your phone call, so don't break your neck shifting into breakfast food repartee.
I was really going to get coffee.
Do you think we could have Donna do it? I was hoping you could listen to this 9/11 tape with me.
I prefer not to.
Because?
Because it's not my idea of a good time.
Is it your idea of a job?
What is that supposed to mean?
Well, nothing. I just thought.
Because I do my damn job. If there's one thing I can't be accused of, that's slacking off on my job.
No one's accusing you of anything.
It sounds that way to me.
What's with him lately?
It's that Zola woman. He's been weird ever since she started coming around trying to get him to be black. Blacker.
What does that mean?
She's pushing buttons. He's either gonna kill her or marry her. Which do you think we should hope for? Yeah, me too.
Why would he feel insecure? He knows I'm there for him. I listen. I'm home to cook dinner every night. What else can I do?
Eric does not feel safe. Now, you go in there and make him feel that way.
Maxine says that you're only being good because you don't feel safe. Is she watching?
Yeah.
Then nod. She also says that you think I'm your last chance because she's getting married, and if you blow it with me, then you're not going to have anywhere else to go.
She's crazy. I got plenty of other places to go. Tons of places.
I know you do. Of course, but still, I promised her I'd tell you that no matter what, I'm not going to kick you out, so you don't have to be a saint.
How bad can I be?
We'll work that out as we go on. Look, I'm a total rookie at this parenting thing, and I'm going to learn the way people always learn, which is by screwing up, so you're just going to have to give me a break here. Okay?
Okay. We got a hug or something?
No, not necessary. Wait, is she still watching?
Yeah.
Maybe we better.
I'm sure we're all in agreement that no matter how I rule, Danny will continue to be under the care of a psychiatrist and be closely monitored, especially in the event of a transition back to Manhattan.
Absolutely.
Of course, Your Honor. Does that mean you've decided?
No, I haven't decided anything. I am, however, deeply concerned about the fact that Danny blames his father for his mother's death. His emotional recovery depends on how secure he feels, and if he doesn't think that his father did a good job of keeping his mother safe, why would he trust him with his own life?
That's exactly my point.
No, that's what you brainwashed Danny into believing.
I just want Danny to be safe. Why does that make me the bad guy?
It doesn't make you the...
Mr. Zamero, have you discussed with Danny's psychiatrist the possibility of his hearing the tape?
I've talked to half a dozen therapists about it. It would either do him a world of good or cause him permanent harm, depending on which therapist you ask.
Your Honor, have you listened to the tape?
I'm working on it.
With all due respect, if it's hard for you, how do you think it's going to be for Danny?
Well, it might be excruciating, but it also might be necessary.
Please, tell me you have coffee and no one here is singing the Elmo song.
I do have coffee. If you don't mind drinking it out of a soup bowl. Amy's on some new homeowner rampage. I'm beginning to wish that I had sold the house to that woman with the stenciled eyebrows.
Okay, how about some good news?
Oh, I never turned that down. You found a hospital that will take you as a resident.
No, but I found a job. Or rather, a job found me. I got a really good offer selling drugs for a pharmaceutical company.
Oh.
Make about 60 grand a year with all sorts of perks. Expense account, health insurance, company car, chum, they call it.
The fish guts you throw to attract sharks.
Okay, not the best choice of metaphor.
Well, what about the job you have?
Well, as much as I will miss mopping up teenage vomit for minimum wage, sometimes change requires sacrifice.
Mac tells me that he's only planning to stay for another couple of months. We hired him so that he could get the place going, and then someone else would take over.
Someone else being me?
Who would be better? You fought for the funding. You understand Mac's system. You're invested in the children.
And yet I aspire to having credit cards. Is that a crime?
No, it's not. You know that this isn't just a choice between jobs. It's deciding what you want to do with your time on the planet. Well, are you going to be of service, or are you going to have credit cards? I'm sorry, I have to put this bowl of balls someplace where I don't have to look at it.
All I'm saying is I don't need any extra problems right
Your
now.
daughter wants to say, praise Jesus, instead of 3 Hail Marys before she goes to sleep. Explain to me why God cares.
Winnie, I have legal problems. If this case doesn't go my way, I'm going to be unemployed again. I'm trying to raise Rebecca around work, school, and community service hours.
I didn't cause your problems.
I didn't say you caused my problems.
I knew you, Bruce, when you wore dirty jeans and sneakers and hid cigarettes in your afro.
So?
I knew you before you put your feelings in cold storage. And I know why. You had just one too many white women pick up the pace because you happened to be walking behind them in a parking lot.
Winnie, Please.
You stopped feeling so you wouldn't have to know what it feels like to be black. Because it doesn't always feel good.
Do you have a point?
You're not upset because I took Rebecca to a Protestant church. You're upset because I took her to a black church.
I have to go to work. We'll talk about this later.
Oh, why bother? It's not like you're gonna listen.
Danny, your father wasn't sure whether or not he wanted you to listen to this tape. I wasn't sure either, but it's my job to decide. And what I thought was this. You've heard your dad's version of the story, and you've heard your grandmother's version of the story, but the person you haven't heard from is your mom. And this tape is a way for you to hear your mom's version of the story. So we're gonna listen to it. Okay?
The stairway is open, but we don't know whether to go up or down.
Don't go up. Things burn up and smoke rises.
We heard that there was a lot of smoke and flame below.
Okay. If you have to go up, go fast. But get to the roof and wait for a helicopter.
Okay.
I'm on my way. I'll climb the stairs if I have to.
No, Sam, you have to go get Danny.
Danny's with his teachers. He's okay.
Sam, listen to me. We have a child. Now, one of us has to live through this. You're safe. You stay safe. I will get myself out of here. You go get Danny.
Christine,
I have to go. Sam, it's getting smoky. What? Okay, we're going up. They voted.
Christine.
I love you. Okay? Tell Danny I love him.
Christine.
Did you learn anything you didn't know?
She said they voted.
Yes, she did.
Daddy was gonna go get her, but she told him to go get me instead.
That's right.
You know, Mommy, you always have to do what she says.
Does that mean it's my fault?
No, Danny, no.
Sweetheart, no. Danny, look at me. Look at what I'm wearing. I'm a judge. That means that I sit here all day, every day, and I decide who's to blame when bad things happen. Your mom died because bad men stole airplanes and flew them into buildings. It's not your dad's fault. It's not your grandmother's fault. It's not your mom's fault. And it is certainly not your fault. And if we blame the wrong people, then we help the bad guys. And they've done enough damage already. I am officially declaring that no one in this room is to blame. And I am denying the motion and dismissing the petition of abuse and neglect.
What does that mean?
It means your daddy is a very good dad.
He didn't say who's there. Don't you know not to open the door to an angry black man in the middle of the night?
What are you doing here?
I'm here to enlist. Put me on the official angry black man list. Where do I sign?
Are you drunk?
I took a cab.
That wasn't the question.
Everybody wanted me to be in touch with my feelings, so I'm in touch, okay? I feel something. Everybody's happy now, right?
When you sober up, I will be happy to discuss your feelings with you.
Yamma, sister. I'll see you at the press conference.
What are you doing? Looking at pictures.
Why are you looking at those pictures?
I had a 9/11 custody case. It was horrible. But we got through it. Things got better.
That will happen. Amy, I may have overreacted about Ethel.
No, you didn't. I did a stupid thing, and you were right to be upset.
I was not right to be that upset. I think I was trying too hard to be okay about not owning the house anymore, and so I became disproportionately upset about the rosebush.
No, you didn't. You were right.
Damn it, Amy, I'm trying to apologize. Now, allow me to finish.
Are you guys fighting again?
No, we're just talking.
Did you give Grandma her present?
Not yet.
What present?
Coming up next on TNT's Prime Time in the Daytime, Amy tries to protect her family from her stalker. Judging Amy is next on TNT.